Welcome into the studio. It's good to see you. I guess you're seeing us only. We're not
Good to
really
be seen.
Yeah. It's Friday, and every single week, Todd and I, Dad, we do our full-time voiceover only income numbers for each week. Dad's been in voiceover for 16 years. I'm starting my 6th year, and we've been doing these videos for probably about 4 years now. So
We just had somebody in our private Facebook group. We have a private group that we do a lot of talking, especially about mindsets. But he was just saying how he so appreciates us giving our numbers regularly because it gives him hope that, you know, there's work out there, that's not scarcity, that there's transparency. And so we've just been doing that because we think that that's a good thing for us to do if we're going to be kind of public figures, not very big public figures, but public figures nonetheless. And once in a while, I'll post something or whatever, you know, some thoughts, especially about mindsets. But we just think this is a good thing for us to do. We think it would be a good thing for every person in voiceover to do. It gives accountability. It helps you know who to listen to. Because if somebody's out there promoting themselves, especially as a coach, and saying they do all these grand things and can help you do grand things, it's kind of like to know, you know, if you're in business, how much you make. And but some people don't like that. Some people don't like us talking about our numbers, and that's too bad. It's too bad because we've decided to do that, and these are our exact numbers, and we just think that's transparency. So we'll just speak for ourselves. We're going to continue to do it.
yeah,
How about that?
pretty good. This year I'm trying to make 110 grand. Dad's trying to make 188, I believe, because that kind of helps you hit a couple different career milestones.
Yes, it does.
So you can go back and check some of the videos we talked about that in the past. I do have an announcement.
Boom.
It's not a fun one.
It's a transparent.
It's a transparent one though, and you're getting this. I talked about it in our group. I woke up this morning to a recurring client, $2,500 job that was kind of had the rug pulled out from under me. Did all sorts of setting up for a session for next week and everything like that. Then they said that the client decided to go in a different direction. So I said in our group that it's not fun to lose that, especially when that's a week of work just like that, and a recurring client, who knows what could happen. But I said, okay, oh well. Went back and forth a little bit, thanked them for letting me know and being transparent themselves, and instead of just, canceling it and saying, oh, whatever, they kind of manned up and told me. Anyway, lost that, and so I don't have that this week.
But one of the things nice about Hudson is he and I agree on this. He's taken on this idea. You don't get an audition, miss a job, get the rug pulled out from under you. Somebody from direct email marketing says, don't contact me again, or it doesn't open your email or click on your website or whatever. You just use one word. Next.
Yeah.
Just next.
Water off a duck's back.
Just going on to the next thing. There's tons of opportunities out there. Don't let anybody tell you any different. There's tons of opportunity. Yeah. That said, you've got to have that mindset and some others, and flexible pricing. That's another big one.
And I'll just say this. My mindset, if you've watched, is I thought I had that $2,500. We've been talking about it for the last couple weeks. Yeah. And so I was like, well, let me try, and I have that. That's nice. Let me try and hit my goal otherwise. And I'm glad I did, because I still made over $1,600, but had that pulled out from under me, which is too bad. But once again, next, there'll be more opportunities. Something will come through. Maybe they'll come through again. They said they hope to work with me again, so it wasn't. Yeah. I think they were a little bit miffed by what happened too. So
you're a numbers guy?
Yes, I am.
Over the long haul?
Yes, I am.
Discipline and organization. Numbers, over the long haul, discipline and organization in every aspect. So no fun, but you'll recoup it. You'll figure out a way.
Well, and if you want to know what that
money
means, just on one platform, Voice123, there are differing opinions on how you should approach Voice123. Some people say do very limited amount of auditions that are right in your wheelhouse. I do lots of auditions that are in my wheelhouse. I don't do things that aren't me, like maybe Asian American or African American or just stuff like that that's not me. I won't do that. Maybe even a Boston accent I might not do. But I did over 4,100 auditions last year on Voice 123. So that's just that one. That's not voices.com, VO Planet, direct email marketing, my agent, all that stuff. So,
But you don't. You do what I do, which is you listen to the experts, like in this case, Voice 123.
Experts.
You listen to the experts and you say, that sounds interesting. Maybe I'll pick that off. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll take that advice. But you don't go hook, line, and sinker. Why? Because you can tell people your success on Voice 123, and nobody else does.
Yeah.
And so why would you listen to somebody, a quote expert, when you make a ton of money on there?
Wow.
The way you doing it works at least for you.
Yeah.
And they would say that's an absolute no-no of how you're doing it.
Yeah.
Which makes you go,
Yep. So anyway, $2,100 is what I'm trying to make this week. I had 0 warm responses in direct, 3 auditions that I did, haven't heard anything back on there. I did 10 jobs between direct email marketing, Voice 123, Upwork, Voices.com, Fiverr, ACX, the VO Planet, and my agents. I had 5 jobs from direct marketing, 4 of them of which were recurring and one was new, for a total of $825. I had 3 new clients from Voice 123 for a total of $400. That broke down into $150, $150, and $100. And then I had 2 recurring client jobs, one for $150 and one for $300. I get $135 and $270. That was 2 jobs for $405. Nothing on Voices, Fiverr, ACX, VO Planet, or my agents. My voiceover alone income total this week was $1630, and I did 2 hours of editing for Dad, which is $20 an hour times 2, $40. $1670 was my total.
So with just your voiceover alone, which is what you like to talk about,
Yep.
you were less than $500 below
Correct.
your weekly goal. And that's losing
A $2,500
$2,500
Yep.
job. And you have that mindset, not just this week when you get a big job, but every week. Whenever you work for Napa, you
Yep.
get some pretty decent money there. A lot of times almost half or better of what you need for the week, and you just plod along, say, I'm still going to try to get $2,100 on my own, if you will. And that's just a great attitude
Yeah.
to have.
I'm
That's
in
why you're-
business
that's
to
why
make
you're doing-
money. Yep.
That's why you're doing how
I'm
you're
building
doing.
I'm building a business. Why
Yeah.
would I sabotage myself by having crazy high rates and not willing to work and being flaky and not showing up for things, being late, all sorts of different things that other voice talent seem to
It's not how you
enjoy
do
doing.
business.
Yeah.
Which is why a lot of them go out of business. Voice 123, 1 job for $1,000. I don't win a lot on Voice 123 because I haven't been on it that long consistently, and I don't do a ton of auditions. I'm trying to do more, so I won a $1,000 job. That was a nice little surprise. Voices.com, 0. Upwork, I did a fix for a guy for one-liner, $36. Fiverr, $1,512, and direct email marketing, all recurring clients, $2,204.35. The 35 cents came from an e-learning company. Sometimes they aren't exact dollar figures. So my total, I'm trying to make $3,500 to $3,600 per week. I made $4,752.35. $4,752.35.
Pretty good week.
Yep.
If you're interested, if you're interested, you're a voiceover talent and you're struggling or whatever, like, feel free to check out more of our videos and stuff like that. We don't do a lot of crazy, editing or anything like that. We just come with our numbers. And if you have questions, you can ask. There's a lot of people in the industry right now that are struggling to make money, having 30% less income than they did last year and losing $65,000 in their industry experts. Feel free to ask us questions. Dad's had a very consistent career in voiceover, had 4 years straight of over $300,000. He's going for his 10th straight year of over $200,000 made in voiceover only income, and he's got 11 years, correct?
Straight years, yep.
11 straight years of over $100,000 made in voiceover only income. So what he does works, and I'm having my best. I'm having my best year yet. I'm almost, because I lost that $2,500 job. Now I'm a little bit below $70,000, but with that I was above $70,000 for this year so far. Lost it, obviously. That hurts a little bit, but by next week I should be over 70 again. So
Sounds
anyway,
good.
feel free to ask us. You don't have to. We'll just keep making money. Have a good weekend. We'll be here no matter what next week. Take care.
See ya.